to do?
No, it don't bother me at all, because at the end of the day, as you see, everybody else been making plays. Like four different receivers has scored touchdowns in the past 3 weeks that I haven't really got the ball. So, I mean, to me, it just goes to show that like I've actually been able to be an impact on the team enough to help my other wide receivers make their plays and things like that. So, I mean, to me, it makes me feel really good about it, and I really enjoy it, honestly.
And then let me ask you specifically, when you study Oregon State, what is this defense like, or that you'll face in the bowl game?
They're long. They like to grab. They like to, on the in the secondary. They like to put hands on. So they like to play man coverage. So as long as we can beat man coverage and win our one-on-one matchups outside, I think we'll be fine all day.
And just let me ask you one final thing about just making a bowl game now in this return year to Utah State, when maybe you thought at one time maybe you weren't going to come back. What has that been like to win the championship? That was the ultimate, but then now to get a bowl game after that.
It was a dream come true, man. I mean, this season just really, it's been like, it's the whole way has been like a dream, and it just feels like at the bowl game right now, it feels like I'm waking up from the dream, actually winning 10 games, winning a championship, and now being in the LA Bowl, this being the first time this bowl has been played. It's an honor to be here. We get to set the bar for all the years to come for this bowl game. So that's pretty cool.
All right, Dennis Freeman, News for Us Online. Deven, what did that opening season loss to Wisconsin tell you about the team?
About our team or about
yes, your team?
Opening season loss. Oh well, we played Washington State. Well, we won that game. But I mean that game it set the tone for our team. It set the tone for our season more than anything. And I think as a team, it gave us the confidence that we needed in order to develop and continue to grow as a team and build our chemistry together. And I think that's been the biggest component for our success as a team this year.
You guys beat a pretty good San Diego State team. What was the key for your team in that win?
Really just to play our best football that we played all year. A majority of the games, our biggest problem was starting fast, starting fast at the beginning of the game and then coming around near the second half. But this game, Coach Anderson fired us up, and really we just wanted to execute more than anything. We wanted to execute and play our best game of football together. And, that could have been our last, one of our last games together. And I think everybody really bought in and just played for the man next to them, and we came out on top.
Hi, this is Angie Machado with BeaverBlitz.com. Can you just talk a little bit about what Calvin Tyler has brought to your offense as Beaver fans remember him from his days at Oregon State?
Yeah, Cal, man, he's great. For starters, he's a really good dude to be around. He's a fun guy to be around, cool guy to talk to. And as a player, he's been doing the thing. He know how to run the ball really good, and he's smart too. When he's on the football field, he understands what's going on, and we're able to talk while we're on the field. If I miss a block or something, or he saw a hole that he wanted to hit coming outside, he'll talk to me about it and things like that. So the ability to communicate with Cal it's been great to have him as a teammate.
Last call. Oh, Dennis.
Sorry, Deven. How have you been so successful on the field this season? You have over 1,500 yards. What's been the key to your success?
Really just buying into the program, buying into the offense and learning the offense, and then being able to take my skill set that I have and implement it into being able to execute the offense at a high level. And, I got a great quarterback. I got a great team that surrounds me, a great offensive staff. And that's really been the biggest thing to my success, just learning to be more of a student of the game and being coachable and just wanting to learn more about the game and how to play it. So.
Is it a big deal for the state of Utah to have both Utah State and Utah here in Southern California for bowl games?
Oh, dang, I didn't even know Utah was here, actually. That's funny. That's pretty cool. I didn't even know that. So, but yeah, that's definitely cool.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Eric?
Hey, Deven. I was wondering, you have a lot of transfers on your roster. I think you have 16 of them in total. How have they been able to come together this season, considering some of them have played big roles? Can you talk a little bit about just integrating them into the offense and just how that's been working and been effective for you?
Yeah. So all the transfers on our team, they've been they've definitely been a big help for us. And with them first coming over here, I knew like it was gonna be kind of shaky, but at the same time, like everybody was kind of new to us, the new coaching staff and everything. So we all just took our time in the spring to really get to know one another. Coach Anderson made us do a lot of team bonding activities and things like that. So we had no choice but to really interact with each other, and us interacting with each other. helped our chemistry, you know, just grow, like, you know, with the new players, like, especially for me and Logan, you know, like, our connection on the field is really good because of how it is off the field. You know, me and him, his locker's like right next to mine. So, you know, we talk and stuff, and Logan always loves to talk about football, you know, and I love to talk about football. So we're able to connect in that sense. And then the same thing with all of us, you know, we all love football on this team. And I think that's like the biggest common denominator for all of us, to be able to want to, you know, get to know one another.
Jacob?
Hey, DT, I'm just curious, man. What's been the highlight of the season for you besides winning the championship? Maybe just a specific play or a specific game that's just really stuck out to you this season.
First game of the year against Washington State. I mean, just all the things that we achieved just within that one game, you know, like the amount of history that we've made in that one game and how big that was for us, you know, and monumental. And it set us up for this great season that we have, you know, like without that game right there, without, you know, bringing that game all the way down to the wire, you know, and then that catch I had at the end of the game to win the game, that was really special to me, because it was just like, you know, like I feel like that was just something that we all we all did together, and then me making that catch just helped me like really believe in my team more than anything, and like seeing the way that they reacted once I made that catch, you know, it really showed me that my team really loves me, and I love my team a lot. So that was probably the most like memorable moment for me.
All right, everyone, we have head coach Blake Anderson on. We will do the same method and leave it raised, and I'll call on you, and we'll go through the questions.
Hello, Coach. Les Garrett, Corvallis Gazette-Times. Oregon State obviously made a change at defensive coordinator late in the season. So this is a two-parter. Does that complicate your preparation? And did you see anything different? Did anything jump out at you that was different about the defense late in the year?
Kind of answer that in reverse. They seem to simplify a little bit and calm down defensively a little bit, which I think answers your first question. Yeah, they just played. I thought they played better down the stretch. As you watch tape, they just continued to improve. I think the calmness of what they did allowed them just to kind of be free and play with a little bit more confidence. And so we see down the stretch a better defense and just more sound and guys more competitive. I think they rallied around the decision that coach made and tried to make it pay off. You can see the energy level, chasing the ball, and those sorts of things. They looked better after that adjustment, which is what you want as a head coach. Been in that position before, and not easy to make those kind of adjustments mid-season. But you want the players to really kind of rally around it, and that's what you've seen. In terms of preparation, we kind of have to. I mean, defenses are called based off the personality of the guy calling them. Personnel down and distance affect those, but then the personality of the guy calling it. For us, we just have to, with the short week or really short prep time, just kind of have to focus on his personality as a defensive coordinator. So the first half of the year is not really that relevant to us. And if we take that approach and really look at what they've done since the change was made, it kind of simplifies things a little bit for us and what to prepare for. But in the next side of that, they haven't really played anybody that looks quite like us on offense, so there's going to be some unknowns for us.
I guess if you're just looking back at the season, what do you think you've been most pleased with in terms of the offensive development of this team?
You know, we turned the ball over too much early. We gradually got better and better at protecting the football, and a lot of that goes to Logan's decision-making in the back end. We've not put the ball on the ground. If you watch the amount of times we've carried the ball, we've just not put the ball on the ground on a consistent basis. Has been few and far between. So protecting the ball has been huge, and you win close games when you protect the ball. We ran the ball, not explosively, but efficiently and effectively in games that we had to, with the exception of just a couple hiccups along the way. And considering the development still ahead of us on our offensive line and with our front and the injuries that we dealt with all year, I think that is something that just progressively has gotten better and better. It showed up in the championship game a couple weeks ago when we needed to run the ball and had to run the clock. We were able to do that in the last few games of the year, and we were able to keep Logan up off the ground, which was saying a lot, and especially against San Diego State's front. It's going to be important this week. And I think he has gotten hit, but we have not, really looked at a game and come out of it and just not been able to protect him. So I think those are three areas that just consistently have gotten better and better. We've thrown and caught the ball well all year, but I think the ability to protect him, the ability to protect the football and run the ball when we have to, when it's necessary, has continually improved all season. Still needs a lot of work. We'll deal with that in recruiting and development and in off season, but has gotten better all year.
Dennis Freeman, News for Us Online. Coach, what does it mean for your ball club to play in the first ever Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl?
That's pretty cool. I think we talked last night, the stadium, the first college game in this venue, and it's an unreal stadium. We got a chance to look at it last night as a staff, and it's breathtaking. Our guys are going to be blown away. We get a chance to go in there on Friday. Glad we're going the day before the game. Get that all moment out of their system to some degree. To have Jimmy attached to it and take that kind of stance and help put his name on, I think that's pretty cool too. To have somebody of his notoriety and his position. But just to be the first in anything is always a unique experience. You'll always look back and the first ever, and that's something that you enjoy the opportunity to be a part of.
As a follow-up, what type of challenges does your opponent present to your team?
We started out the season with a Pac-12 opponent, and to finish up with one, I would tell you they look very, very similar to what we saw. The matchups in terms of length and size are an issue for us. We have a lot of development still left to do. That's something that it's going to take some recruiting classes and some off seasons to really build the team to look like some of the folks we play. This one is that same kind of concern. Length and size are in Oregon State's favor for sure. I think quickness, maybe speed out in space is probably our only strength, if at all, in just limited areas. So we got to match up, be able to get off some of that long length coverage. We got to be able to get around some of the edges in pass rush. Some of those things that are going to take the entire team, entire game to be able to affect some of those areas. Hopefully our style of play, hopefully some fatigue will set in. Hopefully our pace of play and how we play will allow us to minimize some of those issues. But they are very long and they are bigger than us in most areas. And we got to find ways to negate that and overcome it.
Yeah, this is Al Lewis, KVNU. I moved over to Eric's microphone so you can hear me. Coach, you just mentioned pace. The one thing I didn't ask you this week in the press conference, has it been because you've been ahead in games, we don't see as much pace with the offense, or is that still what you'd really still like to do offensively most of the time?
A lot of our slowed down tempos have been game management. I want to play fast when playing fast is a benefit, but I don't want to play fast just for the sake of speed and snaps. We've been in positions with leads. The championship game, we're up big and up big early. Same thing, the Mexico game, up big, up early. Those games right before the half when we know we're getting the ball back in the third quarter has dictated pace of play as well. Games even where we weren't sometimes as successful as we wanted, I need to give the defense a longer break and let those guys breathe a little bit. So all those things play into it. We want to play fast and as fast as possible when it benefits us, but have the ability to set and control pace when we need to as well. And I think that is strategic in each game for different reasons, as opposed to just playing fast all the time just because you have the ability to play fast.